Hello everyone, welcome back to Calmsden. You join me again, Waldo P. Barnstormer, on a bright sunny spring morning. Now, in the previous episode we managed to get our grass fields finished off with the seeding, so today our first job is going to be to get those fields fully done now. We have managed to hire ourselves a roller from the shop, so we're going to jump in the tractor, nip across the shop and pick that one up. Yeah, I haven't used this one before yet, but it looks like quite a good little machine. I think it's about 9 meters, if I remember right, 9 meters width. A Meyer, something like that. I can't remember what it said in the shop whenever I bought it, but I hired it. But it looked like a good alternative to the in-game normal ones. Right, let's get this unfolded and give it a go. Well, it's certainly rolling. As ever, the textures on these are very hard to see the difference between, especially if you're watching this on a small screen. It's quite hard for me even on a computer monitor. So apologies if you can't see it. I'm going to try and, probably in the larger field, certainly go against the grain and go the alternative direction to what I showed. Therefore, just it makes it look slightly easier. But yeah, it is working. I can see it here. Didn't take long to get around that small field, that's for sure. So got this old field in the pig pens to do, and then back into the sheep field after that, and we should be fully done with these ones now. Well, it's taken a bit of time to get around this one, but can't really get much of a bigger roller than this, certainly not on this tractor anyway. There is the Haut in-game one, but yeah, I don't think I could pull that with this little class. Nearly done with this one now. You can hopefully see as I'm going across the grain now with this, it's slightly easier. You can actually see the texture changing. It's going through the right angles to the drill lines. Just makes it a lot easier to see where I've actually been. Just about finished with this field now. There we go, that's 2 down, 1 to go. Bear with us folks, just this sheep pasture left to do. That's actually quite good. I think if I go around the sides, yeah, it does. It takes away those line marks as well, where I wasn't able to actually seed, so that's good. Just tidies the whole thing up visually a bit. Lovely, that's the end of the field work for these grass ones. I'm not going to return this back to the shop yet. I'm going to take it up, give it a bit of a rinse off. I'll keep it because we've got field number 10 to do yet too. That's going to need rolling after I seed it. And it's quite a big one as well, so yeah, I think I'll definitely be keeping it till at least the end of that. Now, whilst I was up at the shop earlier as well, if you remember last time I did buy this tanker, it cost me an awful lot of money. It was £25,000 for this. It did seem very expensive. It does do a lot of things. It covers water, slurry, milk, everything that I need. But yeah, 25 grand just seemed a bit expensive. Anyway, whilst I was up at the shop, they actually have one on sale now, second hand, for considerably less. So what I'm going to do is return this one. I'll get a bit of money back, so that's £22,000 back for that one. It's cost me a little bit. This one I'm going to buy second hand, and I think that cost me about £12,000 if I remember right. So there you go, we've got 10 grand, well, about 10 grand back in the bank account for that. I did have to change off the shiny gold wheels, I just don't think I could have put up with that. So we're back to where we started, and we've got an extra £10,000. That seems to me like a pretty fair deal. Now the cows have been accumulating a bit of slurry. It's not an awful lot. I've got enough for about a tank and a half or so, I think. But I just can't afford a slurry spreader at the minute. The way we've been selling silage across at the biogas plant means we've got a ton of digestate, and actually taking the slurry that I do have across to there as well, I'll get paid a bit of money for it, and it also makes a little bit more digestate. So I think it's just worth my while building that up at the minute until I can afford a spreader, or well, a slurry tanker, and then using the digestate rather than the slurry. However, the biogas plant is miles away, so it's going to be really hard ferrying the slurry backwards and forwards. Might have to look at hiring one of those massive big 30,000-40,000 litre tanker type things. There we go. Put this into here. We don't get paid for it straight away. We'll get paid for it kind of at the end of the month, and as I say, the digestate numbers will go up as well. So it's paying us a little bit for something that we weren't using. Can't really argue with it. That's load number 2 going across now, and don't worry, I'm not going to sit here and make you watch that whole trip over and over again. I'll do a bit of a jump cutting through that. So very quickly now, just pulling into the biogas plant this time. Load number 2 going in, and we'll do the same thing on the way back home. We'll jump cut just as we leave the yard. Right, so that's the end of our slurry tanker adventures for today. Next thing we have to do is get our bale loading trailer out. Here we are. And we're going to be very biogas plant heavy today. I'm going to go up and lift a load of bales. As we saw whenever we were down there, there's no more waiting to go into the feed mixery type thing that's there. So I'm going to go and take this row of bales, the last row that I have that's currently ready, I think. Don't think the other one will be ready yet. So take this load down and get them processing and sold as well. The tank itself still looks fairly full, so I imagine there's going to be a few bales left over here. 3, oh well, yeah, not an awful lot then. I think that's what it was the first time I went down. So it must have processed pretty much everything that I'd given it. Happy days, that should bring us in a bit more money again at midnight and the end of the month. Let's get this thing back in the shed. Wow, that was good, did that first time. Now, as I've brought in a bit of money today and we're bringing in more, I've just paid 50 grand off our loan. It's the end of March as well, so I'm playing this that the 150,000 that we have borrowed from the bank has to be paid back within 3 years, and it's due at the end of the financial year every time, so that will be end of March. Hopefully I'll be able to keep up with these payments. After that, I can actually say I've saved the farm. Now the cows are producing a bit of milk as well. Obviously we saw that earlier along with the slurry, so I'm going to start feeding them the TMR now as well, just to boost that production up from the 80% right up to 100. If we can get a bit more milk, it means a bit more money. Well folks, that is us pretty much done for today. All the field work is done, we've sold what we can, we've got the biogas plant restocked, so that's us done. So if you have liked the episode, please do those normal YouTube things, like, share, subscribe, leave me a comment down below. It's been a short, snappy episode, I like to keep it that way. Thank you so much for watching, we will see you again, bye now.